Hello everyone, my name is Leo Grimaldi and I am a public health trained physician. I am a Harvard grad as well and currently working on strategic partnerships within the drug discovery and life sciences sectors. So I want to talk to you about coronavirus 19. Today I get two main things that I want to cover. The first one is going to be a concept that I call the dual pandemic. And the second one is going to be my predictions for COVID-19 and also things to watch out for. So let's get into it. Number one, I truly believe that we are facing a global dual pandemic, right? So on the one hand, we've got the coronavirus pandemic, and we know a ton about that. We spend quite a bit of time talking about it and discussing it. You probably read a lot of information about it every single day, and that leads me to essentially talk about the second pandemic that I believe we are facing globally, and that is the pandemic related to information, or I should say misinformation. We wake up every single day to an incredible amount of information that it is very hard to keep track of, b digest, and this goes both for the layman as well as people working in the medical and scientific community. So if we sometimes people working again on the medical and research side of things find it difficult to just keep up with so much information that are really getting to us from several parts in the planet. Imagine what people are going through when they face that. So my recommendation, turn off the TV, right? Put away your computer and your cell phone. Stay away from social media, and instead maybe grab a book, right? That book that you've been wanting to read for a long time. Pick up a hobby, right? Something that you can do at home safely. Learn. I mean, there's no excuse right now, nowadays, with the amount of e-learning opportunities out there, many of them free, for people really not to getting into that and trying to learn something new, right? So I think that's the first thing that I wanted to cover. The second one are my top five predictions, but really also things to watch out for, right, with the COVID-19 situation. So the first one is vaccines, right? We talk a lot about, and we hear a lot of fuzz in terms of, we're going to have, or when are we going to have a coronavirus vaccine ready, right? And this is the real tricky part, right? I am not going to venture into any numbers, right? Or trying to, pull out my crystal ball and tell you what's going to happen by when. What I can tell you is that there are two main components of this, and I don't hear people working in the media and communicators really talking about it. So on the one hand, you've got the drug discovery part, so the scientific aspect of it, right, from preclinical all the way to clinical, and then eventually to get FDA approved. And the second portion of that, which is very, very difficult, it is going to be very hard to accomplish, is the manufacturing aspect of it, the logistics, right, for the distribution of this vaccine or vaccines, because most likely we're going to end up with more than one, and everything related to supply chain, really. And if I were to venture, I would say that the effort from the scientific part versus the effort that's going to take on this global logistics that we've got to deploy is going to be 50-50, and a lot of things need to be considered in the middle, such as negotiating prices and reimbursements and things like that. So it's going to take a while, and most likely we are Um, we are looking way into 2021 for that vaccine to reach, that village in the middle of South America or Africa or really remote places in the planet where the most vulnerable populations reside. Number two, the concept of flattening the curve. We've heard a lot about that lately, so I don't have to explain to you how that works. But I just wanted to mention that we gotta watch out for what we call in epidemiology the double hump, right? So a curve that will go up and then it plateaus, it starts to go down seemingly, and then all of a sudden we have this epidemiological rebound effect in which, whether because we've lifted social isolation or distancing restrictions, or people are congregating in masses, so whatever that could really help the contagion of this virus could potentially trigger what I'm talking about, which is a double hump, right? So a curve that is going down and then all of a sudden it shoots up, skyrockets again. And that's been proven in several infectious diseases in the past, as well as modeling that we've done and that we've seen for coronavirus. So really something to watch out as we start, taking the economy to where it needs to be and reopening it. The third one is, I believe that there will be long-lasting changes in society after coronavirus, and that's going to be very interesting, right? Are we facing the end of an era in terms of how we say hi to each other? Shaking hands, maybe hugging people in different parts of the world, kissing, and things of that nature. So the way we work, the way we study, right? The way we do basic things such as grocery shopping and things like that. I truly believe that there will be deep, long-lasting effects in society after this coronavirus pandemic. And let's not rule out seasonability of the virus, because that could also apply there and be a factor to that needs to be taken in that equation. Number four, I predict a steep raise in mental health problems and people struggling with mental health issues, and that is something that we have to be very, very conscious about. On top of it, checking in regularly with people that we like, friends, loved ones, because it is going to be hard for people with a certain predisposition to really cope through the whole social distancing, the potential economic downside or impact of the pandemic, not only in the US but worldwide, really. And so let's be mindful of that, okay? And the last one is, I've heard a little bit of talk and gotten a few questions related to what happens if the virus mutates, right? Would that be doomsday, right? And the end of everything that we've done scientifically, up to that point in time, and we have to start and go back and really get everything done again from square one. So let's not forget, and even more than that, maybe let's hope that the spontaneous mutation, which is very much a possibility that's on the table for coronaviruses, right? And other types of microorganisms as well, that could be actually beneficial for us, right? So it would make it more challenging for that coronavirus and this viral entity to really spread and transmission, and many things can happen. So really, it could be something beneficial for us as humans. So those are my again predictions and things that I wanted to share with you, and maybe some of my concerns that I wanted to raise. So thank you so much for your questions, and we'll be chatting soon.